If you've ever sat down to record a YouTube video, looked at the camera, and suddenly forgot every normal thought you've ever had, this video is for you. Because freezing on camera doesn't mean you're bad at this. It doesn't mean you're boring. It doesn't mean you're not meant to be on YouTube. It usually means your brain is trying to do too many things at once. You're trying to remember what you wanted to say. You're thinking about how you look. And you're wondering if your voice sounds weird. You're trying to sound professional. You're thinking about who might be watching. And you're trying not to mess up. And somewhere in the middle of all of that, your brain just goes, yeah, absolutely not. And suddenly you're just sitting there, not sure what to even say next. So today I want to talk about why that happens, especially when you're starting YouTube after 50, and what actually helps. Because the fix isn't becoming a totally different person. The fix isn't suddenly becoming outgoing or polished or fearless. The fix is much simpler than that. One sentence, one person, one point, and that's it. Hi, I'm Kathy. I started YouTube at 55 with no tech background, no fancy setup, and plenty of nerves. And this is part 2 of my Camera Confidence After 50 series. In the first video, we talked about why YouTube isn't the same as standing in front of a crowd. You're not speaking to a whole room full of people. You're talking to one person who pressed play because they need something you know. But even when you understand that, you can still freeze the second the camera turns on. So let's talk about why. The first reason you freeze is because you're trying to remember too much. You sit down with your whole idea in your head. You know what you want to say. You've thought about it in the shower. You've thought about it while driving to work. And it sounded so good in your head. But then you press record. And suddenly the idea disappears. The words are gone. The whole thing gets tangled. And now you're trying to remember the hook, the story, the examples you wanted to give, the call to action, where to look, how to sit, what to do with your hands, and whether you already said that sentence 3 times. Of course you freeze. That's too much. And when you knew it's really hard to hold the entire video in your head and look natural at the same time. This is one of the biggest reasons beginners restart over and over. They're not actually failing. They're just trying to carry the whole video at once. So instead of thinking, I have to remember this whole script, I want you to think, what's the next sentence? Not the whole video, not the whole story, just the next sentence. That one shift can calm you down because a video is not one giant speech. It's a bunch of small thoughts stacked together. One sentence, then another, and another. And that's all. Now, the second reason you freeze is because you're thinking about how you look. And I want to be honest about this because I think people pretend this part doesn't matter, but it does, especially after 50. You see yourself on camera and suddenly you notice everything, your face, your neck, the lighting, the angle, the way your mouth moves, the way you look when you're thinking. And instead of focusing on what you're trying to say, you start silently judging yourself while you're recording. And once that starts, it's really hard to talk naturally because now part of your brain is trying to help someone and the other part is acting like the meanest little mirror you've ever met. You start thinking, do I really look like that? Why is my face doing that? Why do I sound like that? Why can't I just look normal? And then you freeze. Not because you don't know what to say, but because you're watching yourself way too closely. So here's something practical. Stop recording with your own face big on the screen if you can. If you're using your phone, turn it around so you aren't staring at yourself the whole time. If you need to frame yourself first, that's fine. Set it up. Make sure you're in the shot, then stop checking. Because you can't connect with the person watching if you're busy monitoring every inch of yourself while you talk. And I know that's easier said than done, but the goal isn't to love every angle. The goal is to help one person. That's where you bring your focus back. Not how do I look, but who am I helping? The third reason you freeze is because you're trying to sound professional. This one sneaks up on people. You know how to talk normally. You can explain something to a friend. You can help someone at work. You can tell a story at the kitchen table. You can give advice when someone asks you a question. But then the camera turns on and suddenly you feel like you need to become a YouTube person. You start using words that you would never use in real life. You try to sound polished or official. You try to sound like someone who has all the answers. And it comes out stiff, kind of robotic, or like you're reading an announcement at a meeting, and then you can feel it happening. You can tell you don't sound like yourself, so you stop and you restart, and then you get frustrated, and then you freeze again. But here's what I want you to remember. People aren't clicking your video because they need you to sound like a news anchor. They're clicking because they need help with something. They need a real person. They need clear, calm. They need honest. They need someone who can explain it in a way that makes them feel like, okay, I can do this. Professional isn't always what builds trust. Sometimes simple builds trust. Warm builds trust. Imperfect builds trust. Sometimes the sentence that sounds most like you is the one people connect with the most. So before you record, try saying your point out loud like you were talking to one friend, not an audience, not my subscribers, not the internet, one friend. You can even start with, here's what I would tell you if we were sitting at my kitchen table, because that's the tone you want. Not fancy, not stiff, not trying to impress, just helpful. The fourth reason you freeze is because you're talking to the internet instead of one person. This connects back to the first video, but it's so important. When you think, I'm making a YouTube video, your brain makes everything huge. Suddenly it feels like everyone you've ever known might watch. Your family, your coworkers, people from high school, people from your town, people who are going to judge you, people who know more than you, people who might leave a mean comment. Now you're not recording a video anymore. You're standing in front of an imaginary crowd in your own mind. And no wonder you freeze. That's too much pressure. But that's not how people actually watch YouTube, is it? One person presses play. One person hears your voice. One person decides whether this is helping them. So when you sit down to record, you need to shrink that room. Don't picture the whole internet. Don't picture everyone you know. Don't picture a comment section. Picture one person who needs this, one person who's confused, who's scared, one person who is where you used to be, one person who would feel relieved if someone explained it simply. That's who you talk to. And if you can't picture a stranger yet, picture someone real, your daughter, your friend, your coworker, a younger version of yourself, someone who would actually benefit from what you're about to say. Then talk to them. That one change, it can make your voice sound more natural almost immediately, because now you aren't performing, you're helping, and helping feels different. So now let's talk about the fix. The fix is one sentence, one person, one point, and that's the whole practice. One sentence, one person, one point. Before you record, write down the one sentence that you want the viewer to leave with, not the whole script, not every detail. Just one sentence. Something like, you don't need fancy gear to start YouTube. Or, YouTube isn't public speaking. Or, low views don't mean your video failed. That sentence becomes your anchor. If you get lost, you come right back to it. If you start rambling, you come right back to it. If your brain freezes, you look down and remind yourself, this is what I'm trying to say. Then choose one person. Who are you talking to? Not everyone over 50. That's still too big. Choose one person. A beginner over 50, maybe, who wants to start YouTube but feels embarrassed. A woman who recorded 3 times and deleted every video. A man who has a lifetime of knowledge but thinks nobody would listen. Someone who bought a tripod but still hasn't opened the camera app yet. That person. Talk to that person. Then choose one point. Not 5 points, not everything you know, not your whole life story. One point. Because one clear point is more helpful than 10 scattered ones. This is where a lot of beginners overwhelm themselves. They try to put everything into one video because they feel like this might be their only chance. But it's not your only chance. You can make another video and another one after that. Your first video doesn't need to explain your whole entire life. It just needs to help someone take one small step. So before you press record, ask yourself 3 questions. What's the one sentence I want them to remember? Who is the one person I'm talking to? What is the one point I'm making? That's your whole plan. And if you freeze, pause, take a breath, look away for a second, then look back at the lens and start with your anchor sentence again. You don't have to punish yourself for freezing. You don't have to start the whole video over every time. You can simply pause and continue. That's something that I wish I had understood sooner. When you're new, you think every stumble ruins the video. It doesn't. Sometimes a pause is fine. Sometimes a restart is fine. You can edit out a stumble. And sometimes leaving a small imperfect moment in your video makes you seem more human. Nobody needs you to be flawless. They need you to be understandable. There's a big difference. Here's a simple practice you can try before your next video. Don't record the whole video at first. Record just one sentence. That's it. Look at the lens and say, if you're struggling with this, here's what I want you to know. Then say one helpful thing. Stop, do it again, try it 3 times. You're not trying to make a video yet. You're teaching your brain that the camera isn't dangerous. You're teaching your body that you can look at the lens, speak one sentence, and survive. That might sound small, but it's not. That's how you build camera confidence. Not by waiting until you feel ready, but by giving your nervous system proof that you can do this in small pieces. Then, when one sentence feels easier, try 3. Then maybe one short story. Then a simple lesson. And that's how it grows. You don't go from terrified to natural overnight. You build it by making the camera familiar. And I know some people will just say, well, just be yourself. But that advice isn't always helpful when the camera makes you forget who yourself even is. So instead of just be yourself, try be useful, be clear, be kind. That's enough. Your personality will come through the more you get comfortable. But at the beginning, don't put pressure on yourself to be entertaining or inspirational. Just be helpful. Just say the next true thing. So if you freeze when the camera turns on, I want you to stop assuming it means something is wrong with you. It doesn't. It means you're asking your brain to remember too much, to judge how you look, how you sound, and talk to the whole internet at the same time. That would make anyone freeze. So shrink the job. One sentence, one person, one point. That's where you start. Not with the perfect video, not with the perfect script, not with the perfect confidence. Just one clear thought for one real person who needs it. I'm Kathy. I started YouTube at 55. And if you freeze when the camera turns on, you aren't behind and you're not hopeless. You're just new. And new gets easier with practice. And in the next video of my Camera Confidence After 50 series, we're going to talk about how to stop sounding like you're reading. Because memorizing a script sounds like the answer, doesn't it? But it's actually one of the biggest reasons that people sound stiff on camera. I'll show you a simpler way to remember what you want to say without holding the whole video in your head. If that's something you've been struggling with, I'll see you in the next one.